Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the November 6th agenda meeting, South Plainfield Mayor and Council. This meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll, please?
Yes, Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Yes, here.
Councilman White? Oh, I'm sorry, he had another obligation this evening. Councilman Bullock?
He's not here.
And Council President Benjavanga.
Here.
Thank you. Can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this evening there are no matters on for closed session. We have the approval of council minutes for October 16th. We have two ordinances on for a second reading by title, and there are two ordinances on for a first reading by title. We have 10 resolutions this evening, but we do have the addition of one more. It will be number 23-337, titled Authorizing the Borough of South Plainfield to execute a memorandum of understanding with the Middlesex County Department of Public Health and Safety for use of specialized equipment. And then we have one matter of correspondence and payment of bills totaling $6,247,758.70. Council reports, and we conclude with public comments. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to add Resolution 23-337?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Council President Benjavanga. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 337 will be added to tonight's agenda. Council comments on agenda items.
Nothing, Mayor.
Nothing, Mayor?
Okay. No executive session for tonight. At this point, open it up for public comments on agenda items only. Seeing none, close the public portion. Can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's agenda meeting?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Seeing no reason to delay, we'll go right to the public meeting. Again, this meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting also being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Public comments are pursuant to Article 4, Section 2 of the bylaws. The presiding officer shall limit such discussion to not more than 3 minutes in duration. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll once more?
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
And Councilman White and Councilman Bullock are not present. Council President Benjavanga.
Present.
Thank you. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Councilman Smith. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to look over this guidance of the governing body of this borough of South Plainfield and give us the strength and the wisdom to lead us all. And dear Father, and please end our wars and give us peace and grant us all peace and love to each other. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, once again, we'll open up for public comments on agenda items only. Nobody online, none in here. Close the public portion. Can I get a motion to approve the council minutes for October 16th, agenda public and special?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Yes, Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
And Council President Benjavanga.
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. For final adoption, ordinance 2279.
An ordinance amending Chapter 322, titled Peace and Good Order of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield to establish restricted areas in public buildings to protect and safeguard public records containing confidential information.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2279?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Council President Benjavanga. As this is for final adoption, open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2279. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments?
None, Mayor.
Seeing none, Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
And Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Also for final adoption, ordinance 2280.
A municipal open space capital ordinance authorizing the purchase of block 345, lot 15, to be preserved for open space at a cost of $33,843.20 in the borough of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2280?
Motion?
So
Second.
moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Faustini, seconded by Council President Benjavanga.
There's no.
How is that possible? How's Amy here? I mean, we're... Yeah, Darlene's on there. We're not muted now, we're muted. Now we're unmuted. Darlene, you can't hear us?
Yeah, Amy's online, so.
Amy's online. Amy, you're just dialed in directly through the WebEx?
There was a message that came up on WebEx that forced you to sign in through their app, the specialized app. I was forced to log in that way.
Okay. I don't know what to say, Glenn. Both are showing unverified because they're saying they're not
Yeah,
signed in.
I see that on my end. It has my name and then it says unverified under
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I see Darlene's name and it says unverified under hers too.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, where were we?
We had just.
We had a motion and a second, right?
Right.
Public comment for 2280. Did we do that already?
No, we
No.
didn't do public comment.
Public comments on final adoption 2280? For those who can hear online? Seeing none. Council comments on 2280?
None. None.
Seeing none. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Yes, Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
And Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. For introduction on ordinance 2281.
An ordinance authorizing the acquisition of lot 15 in block 345.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2281?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Council President Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Also for introduction, ordinance 2282.
An ordinance amending chapter 352 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, entitled Sewers.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2282?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President Benjavanga, seconded by Councilman Smith. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. The public hearing and final adoption for ordinances 2281 and 2282 will be held on November 20th at approximately 7 p.m. Can I get a motion for resolutions 23-327 through 23-337?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Council President Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
And Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. We have one item of correspondence, the Board of Health monthly report for October. Can I get a motion for the correspondence?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Council President Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for payment of the bills of $6,247,758.70?
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Faustini, seconded by Council President Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Council President Benjavanga?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Amy, anything else for us tonight?
Yeah, just to remind everybody that all election polls are open tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
You looking forward to it, Amy?
Definitely.
Mr. Rizzo, anything for us? Thank you. Mr. Cullen?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to remind everyone, and I think I mentioned at the last meeting, that ordinance for the purchase of block 345, block 15
Yep.
is the first open space purchase from, I guess you could say relatively new, but the municipal open space trust fund that was established last year by voters in South Plainfield. You know, we have received a number of questions in the very beginning about the work at Putnam Park, and
Mhm.
we really need to kind of shut the park. And I think anybody driving on Oak Tree Road or Oak Tree Avenue can certainly see that it's really a construction site right now. So certainly, you know, it's not like we could really have left the park open. So if you go by, you'll see that they have laid the asphalt for the pickleball and the tennis courts, but, you know, there's construction going on all over the place, and as a matter of fact, I think today they finished the paving of Putnam Avenue itself, but there's still a tremendous amount of work to be done, and they're gonna, you know, the finishing touches on like the pickleball, tennis, it's probably not gonna happen until the spring due to temperature issues on the surfacing of that. Mr. Miller's absence, just gonna mention that they're finishing up the work that's taking place on I just kind of the Clinton Avenue, Tompkins Avenue corridor. They've done some additional curbing over on Cherry Street. Elizabethtown Court has had the installation of, I think, Lansworth's under drains. All that has been done, and there's going to be some milling and paving very soon. We're looking at maybe swapping out a couple of the sanitary sewer, I guess you'd say caps and a few things like that. So there may be some slight delays, but those roadways should be done relatively soon. And Borough will also have an increase in its regular basic in this year. And I'm starting to lose track of this increase every year. So without progress.
Excellent. Thank you. Councilwoman Mott?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to congratulate Dr. Temple on her retirement and thank her for her many, 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 many years of service to the borough. I believe Glenn said since 1984-ish, right? Yes. So congratulations to Dr. Temple, and we wish you the best.
Excellent. Councilwoman Faustini?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a very brief announcement tonight. The CAPI Awards were on hiatus for a few years with COVID, but we are planning on having them again, sponsored by South Plainfield Police Athletic League, along with the South Plainfield Recreation Commission. They'll be choosing a 2023 CAPI Award winner. Recommendations for nominations are made by submitting a letter detailing the qualifications of the candidate, and they can be sent to attention to Chris Colucci, the PAL president, or directly to the Recreation Department. Attention to Elizabeth Yaris. And with that, progress.
Thank you. Councilman Smith.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to echo Councilwoman Mott's congratulations to Dr. Temple on her retirement. She has been dedicated to our recycling and our environmental commissions for many, many years, and I wish her all the best in her retirement. I think she's going to miss us all. I also would like to congratulate and thank Brandon Leinhardt for becoming a firefighter in South Plainfield, to dedicate his service and his well-being to help us as residents of this borough. And with that, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you. Council President Benjavanga.
Progress, man.
Thank you. At this point, we'll open it up for public comments. Anything on your mind? We'll start in the council chambers. Darlene, can you hear us? Any chance?
No.
She left. Just state state your name and your address for the borough clerk, who is virtual tonight. Thank you.
So I am back again from the first time to ask about if there was any progress, first and foremost, for the active duty to be recognized here in South Plainfield.
I don't know. Did anybody meet? I don't know. I wasn't here during that meeting.
No,
Where did we leave it at?
Well, we floated around some ideas about how we could do it in the future. One of the thoughts was when, obviously taking these pictures out of this room, which is behind closed doors, and putting them more in a prominent place in the hallway to recognize them. Some of these individuals are no longer active members, but they're on the wall here. And working with our veterans to see how we can also encourage more recognition for the future. Whether or not we have a sign over at Putnam Park, that's still to be determined based on the budget of the park. If that does go into fruition, then something around Armed Services Day and Veterans Day is obviously appropriate. But we are looking and discussing some options out there.
And what about when they returned back from deployment? I asked, one, about a proclamation, which they told me no. And then after doing my own research, I found out that it had been done in the past.
Who told you no about a proclamation?
The only request that I saw was a request to be put on the Recreation Board.
Okay.
But
I did
a
speak to
request.
Two council people, Derek, who's not here, so I'm not even going
Yeah.
to come himself, but I did speak with Melanie Mott in great length.
About
tax-
many things, yes.
I mean,
Things that I brought up were not new things that
Yeah.
I think should be done, but things that are done in other towns that are ongoing now, such as the board, a police escort, which I was also told no by two different council people, and then come to find out there's somebody coming home in the near future that Derek White directed to now speak with the police department, and it can be done. Yes, there are some logistics, depending on if school's in progress, if the manpower's there,
Correct.
whether
Right.
it was yada yada. But it can be done. I was never offered that opportunity when I asked about it. I also asked about a proclamation. I was told no. Then come to find out after doing my own research, it has been done in the past. Somewhere along the line that has gotten lost.
Correct. So with the proclamation, and I know John's back there, but he had gotten one years when Matt was in high school or just out of high school, but the mayor, I should say. But all proclamations requests go to the mayor. They're mayoral proclamations, and those requests.
well, that was after there was some advice by our legal counsel to cease conversation. So there's a reason.
And that was after I did also try to reach out to you again with no response.
Okay.
And she was given, Melanie Mott was also given the same advice,
Mhm.
but I've spoken to her since also about other ideas, and she did tell me that there's something else in progress for Armed Forces Day, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't, I don't think, especially with my daughter just getting her orders changed tonight when she got home, she will be in Syria. Okay? There's
Right.
an ongoing war in Syria right now. My daughter at 19 years old just lost one of her battle buddies to suicide this week when he was handed his orders. Her drill sergeant as well. 19 years old. She's going to be gone 14 months. When she gets back, 2 months of her return to this country is going to be for mental health to make sure she's okay. And I know you're a big advocate of that, Melanie Mott. So when it matters, when they're active, I think the recognition should be there for them and for the families that also live through
Mhm.
okay? It's a trying time. I don't know if any of you sitting up there have any family members personally, like in your home, that have done this or are doing it now.
I do.
Tell you, it's not an easy journey.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should have to be dead or retired to be recognized in this town. Other towns are doing it, we need to do better. And I'm here to make that happen. I don't care
Mhm.
what it's gonna take, somebody needs to make it happen. And not, listen, and I'm not saying this against the person that got the job, but if we can create a job in this town for $120,000 for a man that's almost retirement age, then I think we can do better for our military here.
Well, I could tell you that my Uncle John was supposed to come up this weekend for Veterans Day. He's from South Plainfield. His kids were raised here. They moved to Virginia. My cousin Amanda is on orders. She's 20 years in the Navy.
That's a cousin, that's an uncle, this is my
She's,
cousin.
I understand that.
In my
She's a commander in the military, and, you know, she was on her way back, and we got the email that, you know, they're ordered to go over by Israel,
Right.
and she's on one of those ships. So, you know, I understand it's your daughter. I totally understand that. But I did get a call like that for a family
But
member
it's
as well.
gonna continue to happen right now. It's right now. And listen, I love that Robbie's gonna get that police escort. He deserves it,
okay.
coming home from boot camp. But I think they all should have had it, and I think I should have got a better answer than that, too, you know? And I am taking it personal. I told Melanie that. I think there's something more behind this where I'm getting the pushback and other people aren't. They're getting different answers than I am. I don't care even for my own, but I think for everyone. This needs to be done. While they're active duty, recognize these members in this community. I don't understand why it has to wait till they're dead or retired. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
We are definitely, though, working on a couple of really good ideas.
It's been 4 months.
Right, and there were legal issues with, I mean, to go back to kind of the beginning, I mean, there were things thrown, so many ideas at one time,
Not one was accepted.
and, well,
Not one.
So I think the discussion, you know, should take place. We should do more for our active veterans.
Yes.
We should do more for our veterans in general. I mean, every one of us here on council is either a veteran or has an immediate family member that was a veteran.
well, active duty,
some
active
time.
duty is what,
And it is frustrating because I can tell you that, you know, in 2007, when my brother-in-law was killed, it took until 2015 for the Air Force to give him the Airman's Medal for you know, saving
So as a
multiple
council
people's wife.
person in this town, this should be more of an agenda for you, too.
Correct, and we're working on that. But I'm a son of American Legion. My father's former commander.
That's great. I'm gonna
I
be
mean-
an auxiliary member. That's great. But that's still not recognizing our active.
I understand that. I think we
We
should.
need to figure this out.
Correct.
I even offered to be on a committee. I'll start it, I'll help, whatever needs to be done. Like, give me some direction and let's start getting it done. I don't understand what is it gonna take? I'm not getting any answers. I'm getting that on the text, I'm getting that on the email, I'm getting that in person for this, for your sake. I mean, I don't know.
We will let you know as soon as decisions are made. That's all we can tell you. I mean, we can't tell you anything else. How can we tell you what's going
2 years,
I don't think so, but I can't
Mr.
sit
Mayor,
here and
may I interject?
give you a date. Yeah, sure.
As a veteran, a man who served this country for 9 years, don't thank me, because I'm upset that you're just talking about this now, when there is people that served in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II. Could I finish, please? Could I finish, please? You had the Vietnam conflict, you had the Korean conflict, we had Desert Storm, we had all this. Why now? Why is it so adamant right now that it has to be handled when they're giving you an answer, when we have this discussion to do this, it has to be done right now?
I haven't spoken to you yet,
Yeah, no,
directly, but I have been in touch,
That's fine, I'm talking to you now.
but I'm not getting any answers.
I'm giving you one.
And the answers I'm getting are different than somebody else's answers here in town, and I wanna know why.
That
Well,
I can't
those-
answer because
and
no
those
one's
shouldn't
come
be.
to me. No one's come to me, and I've been sitting on this council for 5, 6 years now, and nobody's, well, that's not my fault.
Okay, well, it's not my fault either.
Well, it is if you're gonna sit down and say, and you're talking to them.
I know Derek White, I reached out to 3 different people, and I spoke, and didn't get an answer from him, got an answer from the other 2, but we're.
2 different answers apparently, right?
Yes.
Okay, one says you couldn't and one says you could.
No. They both said I could not. They told someone else here in town that now
So I had to explain this to you already.
Way over time. Go ahead. We're at
So
8
no,
minutes.
Derek
if
had
anybody
had
cares.
referred Jen to the chief. And, right, and you're right, and I told you, I said, I'll take the blame for that. I had the conversation, I don't remember with,
I can
I
hear
don't
that.
remember
I
with
can hear that.
who, because when you and I spoke, you threw out 27 things for me. Okay, if the maybe the police escort did kind of get lost in the mix, and I told you that I'm sorry about that. And I did tell you that. If that's actually what happened, there were so many things going on. The sign in particular, we were so super focused on that sign because we were trying to get, and you were as well, you were trying to get the name on the sign. Originally, we were thinking, oh, no big deal. But the more we went on and thought about it, it could potentially cause a legal issue. And that took up a lot of the time. So between that idea and all of the others, plus Brianna coming home a week after we first spoke about any of this, it was like everything at once, a week to do it. So that's why we ended up connecting with the Legion and getting Brianna's. You got the banner and brought it over to the American Legion. I wanted to do something that could be done very quickly, and that was the solution for the time. But I do want to assure you that we absolutely are working on some ideas, and we know how adamant and passionate you are, and we appreciate Brianna and everything. I can't imagine being a mom and having my child go away. I can see in your face now, it makes me want to cry too. Okay, I wholeheartedly feel for you.
Because he doesn't know me.
No, I don't.
And
I don't.
So you should
I said, why now?
your passion up there.
My passion is
I
every veteran.
respect you.
I do more for
Okay,
veterans than you
and-
think.
And when I thanked you for your service,
I don't want to be thanked for my service. It's something I elected to do.
take it back, okay?
Good.
Anyway.
So, with that being said, I assure you that we are absolutely we have been working on this and things have been starting to come together, okay? So, I don't want you to think, you're going unnoticed.
There's not a week that has gone by. That
There's
I haven't
not a
talked to
single week.
Melanie or something about what ideas. We said, well, maybe that could be a good idea.
That's not why they haven't contacted her either. I'll
Yeah,
take
well,
her too on that.
unfortunately, in today's day and age, and when you're requesting resident direction to input messages on signs, that opens it up to more than just the military, which is our legal advice. So we are not going to put the borough in a position where just anybody can
Other towns doing
because maybe nobody's challenged those, and we don't want to be the first. So unfortunately, like I said,
They
Mr.
can.
McConville had a proclamation. This is what happens all the time. We've seen this in prior administrations where they do something, those people go away, and then it never happens again. So we're going to put something in place that actually has procedures, that when this governing body is gone,
It
the
will
people that
stay.
take the professional positions, the clerks, the administrators, all know that these positions are in place. But there are certain things that we are not going to be able to do, and I'm sorry, at the advice of our legal counsel, we're not going to do that because we've had issues in town where people have inserted themselves into Labor Day parades and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, if you do something, while it may seem innocent and honorable and the right thing to do, by putting something up on a sign, that opens it up to endless possibilities with any other resident can do. And it puts us in a position to try and determine what's more important or they're all equally important to the mothers or fathers or brothers or sisters of anybody that's impacted, right? And before you know it, those signs that we have out there, that's all they will be. And that's not what they are meant to be, right?
About the other ones that they do in Middlesex on the lawn of.
I can't answer for Middlesex,
I brought all the paperwork here.
right?
That's not.
My, no, my point is if somebody legally challenges them and wants to put other signs up there, you can have a domino effect where those signs are now going to be taken over by resident requests to put a whole bunch of information on there that has nothing to do with anything, right? I know, it sounds ridiculous, trust me,
There's other towns doing it, and I don't understand why something can't be done here.
because there's always something and always somebody doing something until somebody out there decides to challenge it. That's how our legal system works. That's how it works.
I got the utmost respect for the people that have taken that challenge on for this.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't take that challenge on. They've just gotten lucky so far that they might be doing a program.
Been doing it.
Yes, and as long as they do it and nobody intersects, which it could be the case here, we could have put that up there, and we could have done anything with any other resident, and maybe nobody says anything. But we know there's been other things challenged in this town on legal grounds, right?
Yeah, in fact, what I just spoke about, the $120,000 job that was created,
That's not challenged on legal ground. I'm talking of other public displays that have been put together in this town that have been challenged and have to have been stopped because of that. So, unfortunately, that's the reality world. Now, you look at Middlesex, some of that, maybe nobody's challenged them. Maybe
because it's the military.
it doesn't matter. You and I may agree to that, but there may be some other organization or some other cause out there that now sees this message.
Congratulate our firefighters for having babies.
We don't. The South
Fire
Plainfield
department
Fire
does.
Department does it on their own board.
It's not, but
It's not.
that building's not owned by
It's
us.
not.
Okay, so our sign's gonna go at Putnam Park. You said that may be a possibility, correct?
There's something that we're discussing as a possibility, yes.
And then something that will be done, maybe a proclamation when these people come home from serving?
If you request a
Proclamations are easy to do. That we can definitely do. Yeah.
The Girl Scouts get one for Pat.
Yeah.
And then the next day it was on the senior center.
Right.
board. Like, that was, listen, I'm all about Pats. I love my Pat.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. But this is a little bit more than that.
Proclamations are easy. It's more difficult when you start putting signs on senior centers or recreation or Borough Hall or the library. Those signs are meant for specific purposes. If you start then putting a whole bunch of signs, whether honorable or not,
Listen, Hazlet does it, a message from the mayor, and I think that's nice.
I'm not the
Hazlet
mayor of
does it.
I'm not the mayor of
Hazlet
Hazlet.
does it against the advice of the attorney
Right.
and the
But
BA.
they do it.
And the BA, yes.
Okay, well,
And
I'm
I-
not going to do that.
And I will not and I told them both, that them, as the BA and the attorney said, you are on the risk yourselves. Because
And look at them still doing it.
Great, good for them until somebody sues them and puts something on there, and then you have a fiasco on your. Okay, it hasn't happened yet, but
So you'll just let me know.
yeah.
Yes.
But so if something did happen, or there was some other thing that we had to put there, then you'd be coming to me and saying why. Maybe not you, but somebody else would be saying, why did you do that? Why did the attorney tell you not to, and why didn't you listen? Because I want to be a good guy. I want to be
the
cool.
bottom line
No,
is
it's
if you
not
have
how
a
it's
request for
going to work.
proclamation, you make it to the mayor's office.
Yeah.
He makes a decision as to whether or not he's gonna do it. It's a mayoral proclamation, right? So,
So I did request that, and I was told no.
I-
But then
I
it's been
don't-
done in the past, I find out. So that's why I don't understand
I-
the miscommunication.
We can do that as late it is if you want. Send me the verbiage that you want to use. We will do that. Not a problem.
Do it for Robin when he comes from that, and when my daughter comes back the next time. At this point, that's,
Yeah.
pointless.
Well,
Like I said, I was told no.
it's a proclamation. It's largely, I mean, it means something to the people, but there's no bearing on that other than that, right?
Like I said, the town, I think it should do more for their active duty.
Look, I don't think you can ever do enough, put it that way. But we're we're not going to we're not going to do things that just don't make sense or are at the odds with what our legal advice tells us to do, legal counsel tells us to do. I'm just not. I'm not going to do that. Thank you. Anyone else? Ms. Boyle. You have minus 12 minutes.
Debbie Boyle, Hickman Fleet. God bless all the kids that are in training in the military, the ones that are in active duty in our community, and the veterans. Please watch over them all.
Yep.
Mayor Nash, AKA Mr. Big, thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for being such a good sport.
Yeah.
At our murder mystery for the Cultural Arts Commission.
I don't think I had a choice, but yeah.
You fell off the stage,
You did a great job, I have to say, you did. Excellent.
I know everybody couldn't be there, but Councilman Fastini, thank you, Councilman Derek Wade, Councilman Joe Wilhack, appreciate that you were able to be there. I know everybody couldn't.
Now, look, we're glad that Cultural Arts puts the effort in and brings these free events to the South Plainfield. And look, we just wish more people took advantage of it.
Yeah, and it was nice to have something for adults, I have to say, right?
Yeah.
It was nice, yeah, it was great.
It was good. So our next event for cultural arts will be the gingerbread house making, and
Yeah.
that is also a free event, but we can only take 15 people, and I think the library on December 6th?
I think so. I can check.
I don't know the time, but we'll have a
I think it was 6:30. I'll look real quick. Yes, 6 p.m. at the South Plainfield Library.
I wasn't sure of the time. Also, our Windows of Understanding. I'm on that Windows of Understanding committee. We had our kickoff at the State Theater
Okay.
2 weeks ago. And this is cultural arts. And I invited members of the Green Team that were available to come and be a part of this. Our artist that was assigned to us will be working on climate change. So right now, she's submitting different ideas that she has, and until I know what the art is going to be, we didn't pick a place yet.
Okay.
We talked about over in Hadley, it's Mr. Subs again, or Sports World. It has to be where there's a lot of foot traffic, not just drive by, because they would never
Right.
be able to read or get the whole full understanding. So with that, hopefully it works out. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else? In council chambers? No. We have a couple online. Any public comments online? Going once, twice. We will close the public portion. At this point, I will ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, second by Councilman Benjavango. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We are adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.